Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube tutorial. Today we're going to do something really cool. We're going to take one mono DI track of a guitar and turn it into a stereo guitar. And I will just show you in a second how to do this. But first I need to say that I learned this trick from Wolfthrone Studio and also Kåle Keller. They have made videos long time ago when they show how this is possible to achieve. But I wanted to try this out for myself, and I have actually been doing this a couple of times when I have received live recordings with only one guitar. So then I wanted in the mix that the guitar still sounds like stereo. So how do we achieve this? Let's find out. Alright. So in theory, how this works is that you have one DI track that sounds like this. And the thing is that if you duplicate it and phase invert one of them like this, they should cancel each other out, as you see that they do. And then you add an amplifier to them. Let's take this one for instance. And for the other guitar you take another one, maybe this one. And then on the second track you invert the phase again after. So it should go like this. The first guitar track goes, the DI track goes into amplifier and being recorded. And then you take the same DI track and phase invert it and send it again through the amplifier and invert phase when it comes back. So that means that because an amplifier behaves differently how it receives information. So in this case, you send the DI track with invert phase, it will behave differently when it listens to that track. So it will make small variations to the sound basically. So when you invert the phase when it comes back, it should sound like it is more stereo. So I will demonstrate it now. I will just take something that I can invert phase with, like this. So together, these tracks as you can hear it kinda sounds stereo, but still pretty mono. So how I would like to achieve a more convincing stereo effect out of this is to record with real amplifier and real cabinets, and to have as much variation to the two DI tracks is that the first track I will go through an tube screamer. I have two different tube screamers. So the first guitar will go through one of them into the Yo-Yo Zombie and into one of the cabinets I'm going to record. And the second one, and also to note, a different microphone for each cabinet. So with the second DI track, I want to go to the second tube screamer into another amplifier, which I have here on orange, and then to a different cabinet into a different microphone who picks it up. And that's the experiment we are going to do today, to see can we make one DI track to sound convincing in a way that it sounds like it was two separate recordings. So let's start and see. I'm going to show you with this camera the signal flow of the first DI now before we starting to record it. Yeah. And then we throw away these and then we make some a new track here, and then we start reamping the first guitar. Yes. Yes, and then we record this first guitar. Yes, that is the first guitar. And then I will quickly go and change to the next cabinet and also switch amplifier and signal chain. Be right back. Yes, and then we take this, what we just recorded, and name it left. Then we also make guitar right. And then we take this second guitar track, the DI track. So now we phase invert it, like so. Yes, now it's the right way. And then we take this one there. So now let's see if we get any sound. Right, and then we can record this second guitar. Alright, then we have both the guitars. Then we can try to phase invert this second guitar. And now the interesting part. Let's see if it sounds stereo or not. Sounds pretty stereo, but let's do it one more time. And now we add for this second, let me just duplicate this. Now we go back to this, to the same DI track like this. And now we add this thing I talked about in the beginning. This is a cheap plugin. I think it was €5 or something. This is a doubler effect for vocals mainly. So when you just have one vocal track and want it to sound like it was recorded with more vocalists, up to 4 vocalists. When I tried this a couple of years ago, when I first saw this video when Hoborek did it, I thought that if you can add some cool things to the DI track itself to make it even more variation to it, I found that this plugin does pretty good job. So if I just take number 4 of the extra vocals here and put it in solo and drifting it a little bit so it's not consistent, it's a little bit going off tempo, and to make it sound, you know, more human. And also tightness. 0 is really tight, 100 is super sloppy, and I think I just take some random here, like 40% probably, and 25% drift. So now it will shift this DI track to be a little bit more like, you know, dancing, which is a good thing. It might give even more stereo effect. So let's record this track now again with this one on. Yeah, it's sending, and there, and then we mute. And then we compare them after. First, let's record this one. Alright, and then we mute this one. Okay, so the first we did was the let's try to do it like this so we can hear more in context immediately. First we listen these, just cut random places. Which one sounds the more convincing? Do you see what I mean? This second one I recorded. Do you hear how full it starts to sound? I forgot now also to phase switch it, so let's do that. But I wonder if it's actually necessary, because listen how fat it gets. But let's try. F2 and then invert phase. And And now let's compare again. If you ask me, that sounds pretty convincing. Let's keep this one for now, and then how does it sound together with the other instruments? Doesn't that sound convincing that this was actually tracked with 2 separate takes? I mean, if you get one DI track from a live recording with only one guitarist and someone played this to you, would you, without knowing it was one guitarist, would you assume that it's 2 guitarists? What do you guys think? Doesn't that sound pretty damn convincing that that was 2 separate guitars? Let me know in the comments what you think, if you have done this experiment for yourself, or if you feel like you're going to try this with your equipment that you have. If you like this kind of content, again, please comment, like and subscribe. I want to see what you guys think this time, for real. Thank you. Until next time, goodbye.